What's good? My name is Rocket. This is basically just an introduction video type shit since this is the first video, so I guess I'll just give you guys like a look into my life. I've been making music for like 5 or 6 years or some shit. That's pretty much all I do. Yeah, so I'm currently 23 now. I just turned 23 on May 20th. And yep, I have to say, this shit is stupid. No, but really, it's like, it's not bad. Things could be worse. Music in general is like a hard thing to pursue as a career, and I get why a lot of people don't go for it, because at some points it just feels like repetitive of nothing happening. And if you haven't heard my music before, this is kind of what it sounds like. Pretty much I grew up around a musically talented family and like different instruments and like just a different genre of music. I grew up listening to a lot of metal, like hardcore rock and shit like that. But at some point, like the tables turned and I started fucking with like rap heavy. My mom was basically the one that put me onto like rappers like Young Thug and shit like that when they started blowing up. And that sound was just like stuck with me forever. And I eventually like took different paths and like started branching off to like different genres and stuff. And I feel like not a lot of artists are staying versatile in their music, and there's only like a short amount of people that stuck with that, and there's more often now, but some people just stick with what works, and if it works and it's still working, then fuck it, you know, like it doesn't matter. Whatever's bringing in the success, fans, supporters, and money, then stick with it, especially if that shit still works for you. When you're really like deep into this music shit and like you start off and shit, then I find it more important to branch out and like be versatile with the music you're creating, because you could reach a lot of fans and like listeners that way, people that genuinely want to support you for you, and not just like, oh, this guy's a rapper, he came out the streets, blah 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 blah. And then when you switch the sound later on, they stop listening to you, stop fucking with you, start calling you like pussy and a bitch and like all that bullshit. Yeah, that's my take on that. I basically like put everything into music now. And even at the start, like I never really had much, but anything I worked towards was straight towards my music setup, my like production, everything like that was straight. Like the only thing I had like drive to do. I've tried working jobs and shit like that, and it's just never really worked out for me. Luckily, I'm in a position where like my family supports me. They don't want me to work. They want me to follow through with music and take off with that because they genuinely believe in me. It feels like this is my purpose, and this is like one of those things that I have to follow through with. It's something I enjoy, so at the end of the day, like I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in, to follow my dreams and also hopefully make everyone else like, I don't know, more comfortable than the position they're in now, especially my family. And my whole goal at the end of the day is to like help other people, not just myself. And yeah, blowing up would help me quite a bit, but it'd help me help others. If that makes any sense. I don't really want much out of like music other than to make other people happy and like make people feel heard. That's why I rap or sing about the shit that I do, and that's why I continue to, regardless of what other people say. Like when I was rapping and shit, people would always be like, why are you switching your sound? It's like pussy music or white people music, shit like that. And at the end of the day, it's like your opinion, you're the artist, you're the one that's doing the shit, so why the fuck does it matter what someone else says? Especially if you're enjoying what you're doing and you want to follow that path, then do it. Like who honestly gives a fuck? And you genuinely want to do that, do it. Don't let others' opinions and shit like cause you not to do that, because at the end of the day, that could be your loss. If this is one of those paths that you want to take, is making music, then the biggest parts to really notice is that like it's just like a job. Like, honestly, you have to be very consistent with content, making the music, finding the beats or producing it yourself, and kind of networking. Even if you're like an introvert like myself, networking is a really big part of it. And yes, some people can make it without networking and connecting with other people, but doing so just makes your chances even higher. And this is one of those things where it's like, there's so many artists in the world that people don't know about that are making very good music that's just as good as like high quality studio production and engineering and shit like that. But some people don't get heard, and maybe that's because they're not putting in the work to be heard, or the fact that like they just don't have that luck or whatever that's on their side. Because even though people don't like to say it, luck is a very big part of like becoming successful in the music industry or music scene. It's a lot of sacrifice for sure to make this your job in a sense. Look at me, for example. Like, I have music shit in my room. Like, it's speakers, fucking interface, like microphone, fucking so much music equipment, but still no bed, and like sleeping on the floor and shit, and like still happy because I'm able to do what I want. And I could save for like a bed or a car or like whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like, do I really need that now? And some people do. So like, I don't know, everyone has a different path and different lives type shit, but at the end of the day, like, I need to work hard for my music shit because everyone else is depending on me and wants to see me make it. It's not necessarily the fact that like, oh, we want you to be successful so we can be. It's more of like, we want to see you happy so we could be. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, the shit doesn't really faze me, like sleeping on the floor, fucking, like, I grew up in an Asian household, so it's like that shit's normal to me. But I still have the things that I need and want, and it may not be the best equipment, but it gets me through. And I make pretty decent music, if I say so myself. And yeah, I'm about to reach 300,000 like all-time listeners for my music, which is pretty far, and it may not be a lot to other people who are like hitting the millions already and shit, but you have to start somewhere. And this just goes to show, like, even after 5 or 6 years, like, learning to find my niche, find my sound, find like the right content to make for other people to watch and actually like stay tuned to listen to my shit. It like took that long just for me to hit 300,000 all-time plays, which is quite a bit for myself and even for other small artists. Like, I have friends that make music better than mine, and they're fucking still sitting at like the 10K like all-time plays, or like 20K, 50K type shit, or some are nearly reaching like 100K. But it just goes to show like different sounds and shit like that, fucking how you present yourself as an artist, the content you make, how you promote yourself and all that shit. And for people like myself, it's 10 times harder because like the only thing that I'm not doing is like producing the beats. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's not the fact that I don't know how to produce. I actually spent like a large amount of time learning to produce through like my producer homies that are in my Discord and shit, which if you want to join, the link will be in the description. At the end of the day, like, I do everything. I do the fucking music production, vocals, like mixing all my vocals and shit, editing my videos, filming my videos. Yeah, some people like have more and still don't gain that traction that I have, which isn't a lot again. And I'm not like sitting here trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm so cool because I have 300K. No, this shit took fucking forever, bro. And once it takes forever, artists know, like, they see the whole process going on. So some of them feel like it's normal, like they saw it happen, they put the work in type shit. So basically where I'm at now with my music is like, I've grown to hit that 300K mark, and I'm working on an album for like my last SoundCloud album. This is all through SoundCloud. My Apple Music, like, I completely restarted after changing my name from Rocket LaChapo to Rocket. So that's all restarting, and it's going to be like way bigger, better things, and the versatility and everything that goes into that is going to be on under my new name, Rocket, which I plan to drop my next project sometime this year. And that'll be like my newer sound and My friend and I are working on it, like planning it the whole way through, and it's probably going to be my most polished work yet. But right now, for hitting 300K, I'm dropping my last album on SoundCloud, kind of as like a goodbye to those people who stuck with me through SoundCloud, which is not an easy task to do nowadays because a lot of people don't really listen to SoundCloud due to like the ads and like shit like that. Which personally, like, I think it's mainly the ads. So yeah, basically now I've done like quite a bit of shows, like 4 or 5, quite a bit. Done like 4 or 5 shows and they've all gone pretty well, minus my first show, which like no one fucking came to.
Sipping on too much lean. Now I need new spleen. I came back to life, had to do it for my team. I came back to life, cause who gon' serve my fiends? I was getting top, had a bitch on her knees.
Because it was in LA at like a club of some sort. And I didn't really have a fan base then, and I was just getting heard, like my sound heard. There's a lot of old people there and shit, like that don't listen to the underground scene of music, so they're kind of like, what the fuck? And this was around like when Yeet was blowing up type shit. So, yeah, that was awkward as fuck. All my shows are fucking awkward, but the ones after that like grew majorly.
Bad guy, tell me I'm the bad guy, yeah.
Like, even to see 100 people at my house when I perform here is insane to me because like only 5 people live here, and I'm also an introvert, so it's like when I see that many people actually pop up to one of my like house shows, it's fucking crazy. At the end of the day, I want to like move out to like venues and shit like I've done before and like start doing more like that. I don't know. I've gone pretty far and there's no reason to stop making music now. It's exciting to see like how it plays out and shit. And one day I know I'll be like very successful and I will be heard and shit like that. So that whole like motivation, I guess, manifestation keeps me going, and everyone else that believes in me. I'm probably going to end the video off with that much. And all that's left to say is like, I don't know what to make for content. I don't know if you guys want to just see me sit here and fucking yap, or like see my music production, or fucking like review or whatever the fuck, listen to other people's music. But anything you guys want to see for future content, just comment down below. Cringe as fuck. But just comment whatever the fuck you guys want me to do, and I'll probably follow through with it. Maybe not. Who knows? Anyways, anyone that's watched the video, I appreciate it. And yeah. I'm gonna drop the links down below to like my socials and like my music shit, and yep. Subscribe if you want, like the video. And I'm fucking out of here. Peace the fuck out.